you. Hi, good morning. My name is Michal, and I'm so glad to be here with you today. I'm honored and I'm pleasured. And wow, so many people. Ben told me at 9 o'clock nobody will be here. Ben, you were lying. So, oh, my clicker, I almost forgot. So I want to start with a short video I wanted to show you. I'm sure most of you have probably seen it. This is a video taken from the United airline flight, and it was taken by one of the passengers. Just for the curiosity, how much of you here saw it? Really? Okay, I'm glad I have it here. So let's see it, okay? Let's watch.
I believe this is when he got back on the plane, John. Let's listen and then we'll talk about it.
Pilots drive the home? Can't they rent a car for the pilots and have them drive?
Crazy.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
While you watch it, I want to read you something. You can keep watch it. I'm reading out of the United Airline Manifest, okay? We are united, committing to providing a level of service to our customers that makes us a leader in the airline industry. We understand that to do so, we need to have a product we are proud of and employees who like coming to work every day. Our goal is to make every flight a positive experience for our customers. We treat passengers fairly and consistently in the case of oversells. Welcome on board United Airlines. Well, I know this example is extreme. And I'm not judging United, by the way. It's something that can happen to a lot of organizations. I just wanted to show you the gap that there is between a company's manifest and vision and real life. So today I want to talk to you about customer centricity or customer in the middle. It seems that a lot of companies and organizations have already implemented that approach. They did it in their vision, the pillar strategy, in their work plans, even in their code of ethics. And yes, their commercial as well. So I want to show you another example. It's a commercial by Pepsi and Kendall Jenner. So you cannot hear me? It's too much? You hear me breathe. Sorry. Am I okay? Toda. Well, we are in FinTech Junction, right? So, who saw the Pepsi commercial with Kendall Jenner? Who knows who Kendall Jenner is? Nobody watches here the Kardashians. Well, you're too busy, I understand. So in this commercial, you see, on the one hand, you see Kendall Jenner, and she's with the protesters and demonstrators, and they're like very angry and upset. On the other side, you have the police. Kendall Jenner takes a can of soda, hands it to one of the tough-looking policemen, and suddenly everybody are happy again. Pepsi saw the Occupy Wall Street demonstrators, they saw Black Lives Matter, they saw Women's March, and they thought to themselves, maybe in a naively kind of way, that the Pepsi can resolve everything. Well, you probably suspected, and you suspected right, the internet disagree. In just 2 days, there were millions of viewers. The viewers were, millions of views on YouTube. Viewers were so upset, they thought that this commercial is insulting and offensive. Sorry. Is insulting and offensive, and Pepsi took the commercial down and admitted it was insensitive. And why do I think that this example is much more problematic than the one before? Because in this example, I'm sure it was approved by a higher management. It wasn't some guy at some plane far away. It was thought, discussed, and approved. Another company that you may know, maybe you're using their soap, are still denying that their products cause cancer, even though research has already proved that. They too claim to be customer-centered. So how do we avoid such situations? Me personally, I like to be inspired by the greatest of them all. Yeah, we have Steve Jobs here. So it's Steve Jobs, it's Mark Zuckerberg, and it's Jeff Bezos. So let's take Amazon as an example. If you got to read Jeff Bezos' letter to investors, he claims that Amazon is obsessed with their customers. Amazon is a customer-centric company. For example, 90 to 95% out of Amazon Web Services were designed by the customer request. Do you get that? How many?
90 to 95%.
Great, you're listening. Woo! So that's Amazon. They're also taking pride on their, oh, by the way, they dropped the prices on those services 51 times since they were launched in 2006, and that's before customers have even asked that, or competitors done that. And if we look at their pricing method, their services, their return policy, you can see they are truly customer obsessed, because you pay there only for what you need and not for any redundant features. So how can we become more like Amazon? How can we truly be a customer-centric company? How can we position the customer in the middle? I've just become the customer. So because it seems that a lot of organizations are already talking the talk regarding customer centricity approach, right? They're talking about customer service, value, and all that buzzwords. But do they really walk the walk? How come that with all of organizations' good intention and goodwill, they're still failing to do so? It seems that quite often decision makers have how should I say it? A little room to maneuver. And why is that? Because when it comes to shareholders, they have a room to maneuver only until a point where the shareholders start to resist or disagree. Because when it comes to the profit line, no one is willing to take a hit, not even a bump. But if you want to really and relentlessly focus on the customer, you can't look on things like short profit considerations or stock market reactions. You need to look at loyalty, trust, value, and customer satisfaction. These are the fundamentals for being customer-centric. If you want to be customer-centric, you need to build a relationship with your customers. Relationship, design them, not other things, not product, not whatever, relationship. And what about profit and revenues? I'm definitely sure it will, really? Wow. עכשיו אתם שומעים אותי? עד עכשיו לא שמעתם אותי? מה זה התאמצתי? Wait. A second, please. I don't need those, right? I'm not taking my clothes off. And I want my time back. Okay, where was it? Okay. And what about profit? Yes, profit will follow close behind, right? But it's easier said than done. It's scary, and it's complicated, and it's not easy. And it seems that organizations have to make a blind leap of faith in order to be customer-centric. And the numbers will drop, for sure. And before things look up again, there is a chasm we have to cross. And how do we cross that chasm? How do we cross in Hebrew? We call it the tehom. איך אנחנו חוצים את התהום הזו? To refer to that question, I would like to talk about my industry. I work in the finance industry. I work at a bank. And in my industry, there is a stepchild to the ecosystem I've just described. This stepchild is FinTech. And why do I refer it as such? Because they are unique, they are different. These young startups dealing with finance, they think differently. They're not tied to old patterns or beliefs. They are high-velocity decision makers. They are single-purposed. When they fail fast, and when they pivot, when they need to pivot, they pivot quickly. And moreover, it seems that they are looking for a solution for a genuine pain point that people have. But most important, they do not answer to shareholders, like large corporations. And that's what makes them truly customer-centric, by design and by nature. That is why they are different. FinTech that collaborates with the banks bring this quality with them. For bank, this is often an opportunity that is overlooked. And I want to give you an example. Who is familiar with the Simple online startup? Simple? No one? Okay, that's a great one. Yes. Okay, you want to tell what Simple is? No, I'm kidding. So Simple is a startup. I was in Barcelona a year ago. I was hearing the co-founder of Simple, and he was saying that they understood that when they look at their balance, they don't know how much is really safe to spend. They see only a balance, and not really what's the bank didn't look at their data, its behavior, and they didn't know how much is safe to spend. So they developed it. Years later, BBVA bought Simple, because BBVA Bank has also understand that their customers have the same problem. BBVA did a lot since then. They also invested in Atom Bank, giving their millennials the customer experience they need, and so on. So you can be cynical about it and say, well, this is BBVA trying to eliminate competition. Or you may say, hey, this is BBVA understanding the market, understanding that the customer have a real problem, and we can't do it by ourselves, and we need help. So let's go and collaborate with fintechs. So what fintech does? Exactly, it helps banks to take the huge challenge that they have with customer-centric and break it into doable and possible parts, right? Because you can't eat the whole cake. In my job, my team and I, when we scout for innovation and we look for fintechs, we get to sit with a lot of startups. And I think I can divide those startups into two kinds. One kind is the one that is looking to cash out, which is okay. The other kind are the ones who are truly out there in order to make a difference. Personally, I don't feel, I'm less, let's say it like that, I'm less interested in the first kind. But from the bank perspective, it seems that a financial-driven fintech is less likely to survive in the long run. The journey of fintech, like any other startup, is so complex and exhausting that it seems that only in a fintech or only entrepreneurs who have a vivid vision and an inspirational one with a true sense of purpose can succeed in the long run. So I call you entrepreneurs out there. I'm hoping you will take the freedom that you have in order to have a true sense of purpose, to use your freedom that you have in order to operate and to uphold a meaningful vision in order for, first, succeed in your startup, and second, to benefit with the society you are operating with. So don't forget to use that freedom. Last words. I get to hear a lot of claims against the fintech and banks collaboration. The more common of that claims is that banks want to bury fintech, They want to eliminate competition. They are not really working together. Well, I hate to tell you that, but it's simply not true. It maybe was true 10 years ago, but not anymore. Because like all things in life, banks evolved. They know that they have to focus on the client and the customers. They understand the effect of the unbundling, and they understand the value of fintechs. For fintechs, one of the greatest challenges is to reach customers. And the way to reach customers is by collaborating with the banks. So yes, this is a win-win situation between both those sides. But the number one beneficiary out of it is the customer. So thank you for listening. I hope you have a nice day, and I look forward to looking you in the mixer. Thank you.